Hi everyone, welcome to our Rockstar Priestess Mabon ceremony and the autumn equinox. So in the UK, the autumn equinox is kind of Sunday, Monday. Um, so really we're prepping for the whole equinox weekend. So if you can't tune in to do this ritual as it happens, which is on Friday the 21st, you've got the whole weekend to do this. It's cool, it's cool. Okay, so today in our Mabon ritual, I want to talk a tiny bit about the autumn equinox. Hey Patty, hey Silver. I've got all my little apples out on my altar there. I'll put a picture of my altar on my Instagram because I'm obsessed with Instagram. All my little apples. Because for me, autumn equinox is very much the festival of Avalon, the festival of Morgan Le Fay, and the festival of the harvest, and that's all about apples, apples, apples for me. I don't know about you guys. So, autumn equinox, in my tradition, the Glastonbury Avalonian tradition, they need a better name. The autumn equinox is the festival of Earth, which I think is a bit different in regular Wiccan circles, but for us it's the festival of Earth because everything is returning to the ground, and this is when you can smell the ground. This is when you can really sensuously be involved with the earth. You can eat all the blackberries off the hedges, all the fruit is coming out, the apples are coming down and they're falling to the ground and they're rotting, and there's that interesting sweet leaf litter and apple smell that is beginning to come through at the moment. And in my view of the Wheel of the Year, and in the Morgan Le Fay Wheel of the Year, which I work with, this is the time of the energy of the Queen. So this is the Queen goddess of the year, the woman who is fully in her power and fully able to manifest what she wants and what she desires. And she has that rootedness and centeredness and the ability to radiate her power from within. It's a coming into full, powerful, healthy womanhood. And that's the autumn equinox coming to this power position of Queen. So in my Morgan Wheel of the Year, this is the time of the Queen of Avalon. As the festival of Earth, it's also one of the harvest festivals, of course, because we've got Lammas, which is Lunasa, which is August 1st, which is the first harvest. This one's like the hardcore harvest. Most of the fields around here, all the corn's gone now. And we're now enjoying all the, hi Carly, we're now enjoying all the plums and the pears and the apples, all of those guys falling from the trees. And as it's a harvest festival, that also means it's about earth, and also it's about being thankful. So Mabon, autumn equinox, is kind of often thought of as the witches' Thanksgiving. Not that we have Thanksgiving in the UK because, but it's kind of thought of as witches' Thanksgiving, as it's a time to really take stock and review what's happened and have gratitude for, feel gratitude for what you have been blessed with this year. Yes, for me, it's a time of manifestation where you can look back over the year and see what you have manifested. Hey, Maria, and really notice it and pay attention to it, because often we make stuff and stuff happens and we push things forward and things manifest in our lives. We're so busy, we don't have time to really appreciate the magic that happened or appreciate what we did. I know I'm very bad at celebrating myself and achievements I make. And it's very much the culmination of the work of the last year. It's the harvest time. We're reaping what we have sown, we're reaping what we've done. And for me, it's also a time of review. It's a time to look back at the lessons we've learned and really receive. It's a big time of being open to receive and integrate what we have learned, because the next festival is Samhain. And Samhain is in about 6 weeks, and it is the festival of death and endings and beginnings, and it sort of is the Celtic New Year. So in my world, Samhain, All Hallows Eve, Halloween, that is the start of the new year, and we start with the stillness and the void. And out of the void is birthed the sun and the light and the growing, and out of the ineffable is birthed the enchantress, and everything kind of grows that way. Yeah, so this is our review time and our time to enjoy what's happened. For me, this festival is the Festival of Morgan Le Fay. This is Morgan Le Fay's time. For me, it's been Morgan Le Fay's time since forever, since I first really got into learning about Morgan Le Fay. I always felt that this was definitely her time, as it's so liminal and it's that turn of the season towards Samhain and magic and darkness, but it's not. It's fullness and darkness in one. And for me, this is very much a festival that connects me very deeply to Avalon. And this is because the equinoxes are at the in-between times. They are at the twilight of the year. So the spring equinox would be the dawn of the year. And the autumn equinox is the dusk of the year. And it's this in-between time. All the in-between times are the times that help us access the other world and help us have that connection with the other world. It can blossom through. From some old stories about the Celtic otherworld, about fairyland in particular, people that go in the old stories to fairyland and get stuck there partying or whatever it is they're up to, they always talk about it being, or they often talk about it being, either perpetually summer or perpetually twilight. So it's neither it's neither daytime or nighttime. It's that state in between, and this is one of those tween times at the equinoxes. For me, when we're talking about Avalon, we're talking about apples. Apples! So it's a great time to have lots of apples on your altar. Make apple crumble, make apple pie. Just go crazy for apples, because they are the sacred fruit of Avalon. And one of the most lovely things is they are the fruit of Avalon, which is the Celtic otherworld of spiritual wisdom and insight and truth and the mythic vision of looking at life. But the apple is the fruit of wisdom, and it's also the fruit of love. And you can see inside it there's a 5-pointed star. So it's also the fruit of Venus, as the 5-pointed star is a sign of witches, of course, and it's a sign of Venus, because the pattern that the pattern that the planet Venus makes in the sky around us is a pentagram. It's a beautiful 5-pointed star. So Avalon and Venus, like two of my favorite things ever. Hooray! Yes, so as we're talking about Avalon and accessing this Celtic otherworld and the Isle of Avalon, well, what is Avalon? It's our name for the inner world, the Celtic inner world. And this inner world is characterized by the feminine, the divine feminine, the feminine mysteries, shifting cycles, water, mist, things that change, the moon, twilight, fairies, things that are seen and unseen and come around and go away again. And it's always characterized by this spiritual wisdom being held within the feminine. In many stories, the Isle of Avalon was an all-ladies isle, ladies only, and it was ruled by women who held this embodied wisdom that is here within nature. And it's interesting that Avalon is within. I always think of it as the spiritual insides of Britain, and I'm sure the rest of the world, because it's not just for here. It's the within, the wisdom within the land, the wisdom within what it means to be embodied in this world, partly as a woman, partly just as we work in this world with lots of shifting boundaries of reality. Yes, so today we're going to work with some stillness. We're going to work with gratitude and seeing what lessons we've harvested this year on our spiritual path. Because we're talking Avalon, we're talking spirituality. If anyone has any questions about Avalon, please just pop them in the chat and I can answer them now before we get started. And we're going to do a little guided meditation to the fairy underworld of Avalon because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it today. So, what else do I need to tell you before we get started? I think we're good. So for me, this is going to be a quite Morgan Le Fay ritual because I like Morgan Le Fay, but you can think of her as the Lady of Avalon because she is the Queen of Avalon. She is the head of the 9 sisters. She is the woman who is the face. Hi, Heather. Morgan is the woman who is the face of Avalon to the human world. As you can see in all the old stories where she is the, hey Patty, where she is the link to that other world place who is there in all the courts, but she's not really there. She's off somewhere else. Okay, cool. So we are going to ground and we are going to center. So we are going to breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in. One more time. We're going to bring our fingers and our hands to the top of our head, to our crown chakra area. I'm just going to rub it a little bit. I'm in the mood for this. Rub it a little bit and then open. And imagine white light pouring into our crown chakra. Coming to our third eye, so just between our brows, we're gonna massage a little bit in a circular motion. And then we're gonna open and breathe in indigo purple light into our third eye chakra. We're going to massage the base of our throat, awakening the chakra that lives there. As we lift our fingers, we're going to breathe in azure blue light. We're going to rub between our breasts at our heart, activating our heart chakra. As we breathe in, we're going to breathe in green light. Filling up our heart chakra. Coming to our solar plexus, located at the kind of between the bottom of the rib cage. Gonna massage that section there, opening up our sun chakra, our lovely yellow chakra, and as we're lifting off, breathing in yellow light. Oh, thanks, Patty, that's so sweet. And we are going to massage our solar plexus, our sacral chakra, just above our pubic bone. And as we lift, we will breathe in delicious, juicy orange light. And for our base chakra, we're going to wiggle in our seat. Because I think rubbing that bit would be a bit inappropriate on camera, don't you? So we're going to wiggle in our seat. Opening and activating our root chakra. And then when we relax, breathing in, red light. And I want you to imagine red light blossoming from the earth, really juicy, vibrant, red, embodied goddess energy light coming in from the earth, up through our root chakra, through our sacral chakra, through our solar plexus, up through our heart, up through our throat chakra, our third eye, and up to our crown chakra, and then water falling down over our body. As we breathe in, it goes up the chakras, red light. As we breathe out, it melts over our body like honey. We're going to breathe in white energy from up above our, our head through our crown chakra, white energy breathing in through our crown, our third eye, our throat, our heart, our solar, our sacral, and down to our root chakra. And as we breathe out, it does a waterfall, but in the opposite direction. So it goes up our body. So we're breathing in, breathing that energy down. Breathing the energy in from the top. And then when it's in, we're just going to imagine it radiating outwards. One more time. So I want you to imagine the mythic energy of Avalon. I see Avalon and the energy of this other world as almost like another dimension that is a hair's breadth away from our own. So I imagine it as, if I just squint my eyes a little bit, I can almost imagine this kind of lavender mist that just rises from the earth like dew in the mornings. You know, if you've ever woken up really early and looked across fields and the sun has just condensed that morning dew and there's just this hanging mist over all the fields and over all the grass. I imagine that. That's how I imagine the reality of Avalon in this world. It's this mist that emanates from the land, this energy that emanates from the land and is always there. And all we have to do is tap into it a little bit, to this peaceful, joyful, open and expanded energy. So we're going to take 3 minutes. Let me just put a timer of 3 minutes. And we are going to empty into stillness. So we are really vibing that Mabon equinox energy and focusing on our breath. You have a couple of options here. You can imagine you're breathing in that twilight energy of Avalon that emanates from the earth like mist everywhere. Breathing it in, filling your body, and then breathing it out. You can imagine, you can count your breath, so you can breathe in for, say, 4 counts, hold for a couple of counts, and then relax out for 4 counts. Or you can repeat a mantra to yourself. Today, I think our mantra would be something along the lines of, I relax into the stillness. Because Mabon, the autumn equinox, is all about this, the one moment of balance between the light and the dark. Okay, so we're going to start our 3-minute timer and we're going to relax into stillness in whatever way you like. Let's go. Opening ourselves up to the stillness. And coming out of our meditation, I always find it so lovely to be meditating at the same time as other people. Even if they're all over the world, even if they're miles away from where I live, it just has this feeling of togetherness and being held. So I love empty stillness meditation with other people over the internet. What's the internet for? Okay, so I would like us to. What's next? So I would like us to have a little think about what it is we have learned this year. I know, big question. I want us to deepen into, we've had some nice quiet time, so it should be easier to connect with what it is we have learned and experienced this year that we are thankful for. So if you like, you can get a piece of paper and do some writing and thinking, or you can spend, I'm going to give us another 3 minutes to just think about what it is we have learned this year that we are thankful for. And we only need 3 things. We don't have loads of time. 3 things will do, right? Okay. So we're going to find 3 things that we are thankful for, or 3 lessons that we have learned this year, something that has been very heartfelt and important to us. Got 3 minutes. Once you know what it is, please do write it in the comments, because I'm sure everyone would love to see what amazing wisdom everyone has learned this year. I'm going to do some journaling because that's how I process things. I figure out everything through writing it down. That's why all my courses have so much writing down to do. It can help to think back to what happened in October last year, what happened in I can't remember the pattern of the months. October and in November and December, January, February and March and April and May, June, July and August. If you think through the months, sometimes that helps me remember what happened. Well, it's been a long time. It feels like a short time, but it's been a long time. How are we doing? Do we have 3 things? I'm going to write mine in the comments. Cool, 3 minutes up. So I'm just going to say mine. 3 things I'm really thankful for this year that I have learned is I had stepped up into a much bigger place as a priestess, and I've really stepped into that role, and it's been really beautiful and challenging and hard and magical and easy and all of the things. And I have learned a lot about who I am through stepping up in this way. I pushed myself a lot further than I've ever done before this year in terms of priestessing things, and I've let go of a lot of things I wasn't interested in anymore, which was really fascinating to learn what I am capable of and to begin to really learn that everything doesn't have to be a difficult struggle, my eternal lesson. And I've learned a lot about how do I say this one? I've learned a lot about love, and I've learned a lot about how in love relationships, it's some of the challenge is about allowing yourself to receive that love and be open to that love and not try and poke holes in it all the time. Yeah, I've learned a lot about upper limitations and how to, like all that stuff I was talking about in my newsletter this week. That's what I've really been learning this year. Do you have 3 things? I hope you do. Patty's learned the deep value of the dark and in the shadow. She's also learned her soul purpose and the importance of protecting herself energetically. That is fabulous. Great things to learn, Patty. Silver says she's learned a lot about her shadow and that she is stronger and more powerful than she believed, and that it's okay to be visible. Learn lots more too, but these come to mind first. Yes, I learned those things too. And don't forget that we can always come back to this and spend some time over autumn equinox weekend really deepening into what we have learned. Yeah? Okay. So we're going to get ready to go into our Avalon meditation. So if you're ready, get yourself comfortable. I'm going to wiggle myself up. I hope you can all hear me okay. So we're going to breathe in and relax. Breathing in and closing our eyes and relaxing. And I want you to imagine that mist of Avalon that just emanates from the earth all over the place all the time. Imagine us breathing it in and breathing it out. In my mind, it's kind of a lavender color. Breathing it in, breathing it out. And we're going to focus on doing this for a while to align ourselves with the energy of Avalon. Sinking deeper into our own mythic reality. Imagining ourselves surrounded by this lavender mist all around us. And as we breathe it in, it touches all our cells and all the parts of our body, our skin, our organs, our bones, our blood, absorbs this energy and mist. Breathing it in. Just going to swap to this so you guys can hear me better because I go all quiet when I lead meditations. Okay, hopefully that will be easier. Breathing in that mist. Feeling it in your body and bones. And then in the lavender mist around you, see in front of you a staircase that goes down, 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 down. And we're going to step down this pathway, down this staircase that goes around in a circle. It's a spiral staircase. And we're going to walk down, walking with our right foot down, left foot down, right foot down, left foot down. And as we walk down, I'm going to count back from 9 to 1. Ready? 9, 8, 7, walking down, 6, 5, walking down deeper, 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 4, 3, walking down deeper into Avalon, 2, and 1. You are in a magical landscape deep within the inner fairy otherworld of Avalon. The air about you smells and feels more alive than regular air. You see a grassy knoll where you are standing, and to one side of you is an apple orchard, filled with golden and red apples. In the twisting boughs of the tree, covered in lichens and moss. The earth about their feet is damp, and you can smell the deep smell of soil, the sweet smell of apples rotting on the ground. On the grass are many golden leaves, yellow leaves, orange leaves, copper leaves, autumn leaves upon the warm, damp grass. And to the right of you is a river, flowing and swirling, powerful. You're in the fairyland of Avalon. Everything here is alive. Everything here is living mythic reality. As you look at the orchard, you know that the trees are all alive. They have their own beings. The grass beneath you breathes as you do, and the river beside you is an entity of its own. It is twilight. The sky shines a vibrant lavender. Far across from the river you see hills and little forests and orchards, and a tall, sacred hill, like Glastonbury Tor, rising out of the landscape, with a tower on top of it, and behind the tower is a vast red full moon. Look about you to all the scattered autumn leaves on the floor. I want you to pick 3. Pick 3 leaves. And feel them in your fingers. How big are they? Are they smooth? Are they a bit crackly? Are they a bit crackly and crunchy? What color are they? Really imagine how perhaps the red on the edges speckles into the yellow and green in the middle. Or feel the jagged edge of the birch leaves. Make it visceral, make it real. We're going to walk on over to the river and stand beside it. We're going to hold onto a hawthorn tree, which is there, covered in red berries for support so we don't fall in. And we're going to take one of the leaves and we're going to bring to mind one of the lessons we have learned this year. And as we hold it, we're going to think about it and we're going to feel immense gratitude and open ourselves fully to receive the gifts of that lesson. honoring that lesson in this moment. And when you are ready, kiss the leaf and say thank you, and drop it in the swirling river. And the river takes it towards the sacred hill with the moon, deeper into Avalon. Holding your next leaf and thinking about the second thing that you are thankful for this year, the second thing that you have learned. Feeling immense gratitude for this lesson and fully opening to receive it, honoring it in this moment. And then when you're ready, giving it a kiss, kissing the leaf and whispering thank you, and letting it float pitter-patter into the river, where the current carries it deeper into Avalon. Your last leaf, holding it in your hand, holding it to your heart, and thinking of the last thing that you are thankful for this year. What lesson did you learn? Feeling that with your full body. And then when you're ready, bringing the leaf to your lips and giving it a kiss, whispering thank you, and letting it float down into the river, where the river current catches it and carries it deeper into Avalon. Watching the river flow beneath you, you hear the call of many crows. Looking above you, you see circling crows flying high above you, making their little harsh cries. And about you, you feel the mist rising. In front of the orchard, you see the mist rising and spiraling, forming a shape, the shape of a woman. And the crows come down and circle around the shape. And out of the mist materializes Morgan Le Fay, the Queen of Avalon, the soul midwife, the keeper of truth, and guardian of the cauldron of noon, the cauldron of divine wisdom and inspiration. See her before you as she steps towards you, clad in coppers and blacks, with a great feathered cloak of crow feathers. She's come to see you because she is pleased. She loves people that learn on their path and honor their learning. Morgan Le Fay is all about the spiritual journey and discovering truths. She is the pathfinder of Avalon. She comes towards you and she tells you that the equinox is a sacred portal, a sacred stillness, in which to be, in which to receive fully. A time when we relax back into stillness so we can open to what is, honor our pathways, love our lessons. She tells you this is a time when we can access our truth and power and center. This balance between the dark and the light. When we can stand rooted like a tall, powerful beech tree. She gestures for you to watch the sacred hill with the moon. She says, "Watch." And as you watch, in a moment, everything slows down. The wind stops. The river flows in slow motion. The leaves that are falling from the trees fall slower, almost suspended like snowflakes. She goes, "Ah, the stillness is here. Magic is afoot." In the stillness, you see the shadows alive. The world lights up, and you can see other dimensions in the shadows of the trees, in the shadows of the bushes, and feel the living land fairy meeting you here. Morgana says the equinox is a portal, my portal to Avalon. Come with me. And she turns and she leads you along the river, walking deeper and deeper into Avalon, past sacred groves of oak trees, over little wooden bridges over streams, through muddy patches, and always smelling the rich scent of the earth. As you walk, you seem to be going downwards, as if you're going down a slope. And as you walk over the thick grass, you see a mist beginning to form, a very slight one. Snaky tendrils curling around the leaves and the bushes, kissing the hawthorn trees and the copper beeches, spiraling under broken oak twigs in logs where squirrels store their nuts. You follow Morgan Le Fay, and she takes you into an orchard with the oldest apple trees you have ever seen. Their trunks are wide and their boughs hang low over the ground. And this place has a powerful energy about it. Almost a heartbeat of energy. And the ground is carpeted with a thick mist. And you feel peace. The abundant apple trees around you are filled with blackbirds, little birds dancing in the trees, singing songs into the stillness. As you come to the center of the orchard, wreathed in mist, is a vast cauldron. It's huge. Bubbling over with mist. That is the source of all this magical violet mist that's all around you. And around the cauldron stand 8 women cloaked. Crows caw into the stillness. into the peace and twilight-soaked beauty of this orchard. Morgan turns to you. She's still there. And she says, "This is the cauldron of a noon, of divine inspiration, the heart of Avalon, the liquor of its mysteries." So we come into the time of stillness through my portal of the equinox to this time of sacred balance. We have an opportunity to rest, to relax, to review and receive. But the year is not over yet. What is it you need? What is it you need? Morgan Le Fay leaves you, and she goes to take up her place around the cauldron with her many sisters. You put your hand on your heart and open to your truth. What quality is it that you need? What do you need divine help with in your life at the moment? In the next 6 weeks, as we enter this portal of Avalon, of spiritual truth, of witchcraft and wonder, put your hand on your heart and ask yourself in your inner knowing what it is that you truly need right now. And when you have it, ask one of the maidens. When you know what it is you need to bring yourself into deeper alignment with Avalon, to deeper alignment with your truth, with the naked sacredness of life, over the next few weeks, go to the cauldron and ask the maidens. Tell them what you need. One of them will come out to meet you, perhaps give you some advice, or give you what it is you are seeking. Morgan comes away from the cauldron, and you know it is time to leave this place. You thank the maidens of the cauldron, the women, the 9 women who serve in the heart of Avalon, the queens, and you bow to them. And Morgan guides you back out of the orchard past the ancient trees, your shoulders brushing against apple leaves and branches, through the fallen leaf speckled pathway back through the trees, past ancient oaks and beeches, over moist autumnal earth, smelling that rich scent of soil, and seeing the aliveness in the shadows. As you walk, you sense that the stillness has passed. Everything is moving again. You can see the wind kissing the trees, and you look up in the sky, and the moon and the wind can move. The stillness is broken. And Morgan Le Fay leads you back up to that place between the river and the orchard. And you can see in front of you the spiral staircase to bring you back to your everyday reality. You turn to Morgan and you thank her. And you can hear the call of crows as the mist rises and she disappears. She's tricksy like that. You turn and you walk up the spiral staircase, walking left, right, climbing the stairs, going around in a circle as we count up from 1 to 9 back to our everyday reality. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Stepping out into the mist, the lavender mist that connects this world to the world of Avalon. We're going to breathe it in, and then we're going to breathe it out in a big sigh. And that sigh curls all the mist and it disappears. And you're left here, wiggling your fingers and your toes, getting ready to come back into the world, opening your eyes. You can open your fingers if you want, and coming back into the room, back into seeing me in the darkness on the TV screen. Oh, Patty. Patty says that was so beautiful and magical. Thank you so much, Patty. So the magic of Avalon is that it is here for us all the time. It is literally just away from us. That energy is something we can tap into, and it doesn't really matter where we live because it's not based on location. It's not in that linear framework that says, oh, this is the only place you can do this thing. It's goddess world. Kind of everything goes and everything kind of melds into the next thing. So yes, that is our Mabon ritual. I hope you enjoyed it. What would be a really lovely thing for you to do is for you to spend some time journaling in the delicious darkness of this season and thinking about what it is you have really learned this year. Going over the lessons you've learned in the last year is so powerful, and it helps you see that actually you did a really fucking good job, because we don't always see. We're all too busy doing stuff. And it would be wonderful for you to put some apples on your altar tonight for Morgan Le Fay, or just light a candle to say thank you for this journey. It's always lovely to reciprocate. And yeah, this weekend I have a big announcement coming out, which is very, very exciting, and I'll tell you guys first. This is something that I've been called to do for a while, but I haven't quite had the balls to do it, and now I kind of do. So I'm gonna be opening registration for Morgan Le Fay Mystery School Priestess training this year, and this year will be the start of the first year
in my mind, it's a 3-year course. So in the first year, we really work with the wheel of Morgan Le Fay, deepening into her as goddess of the void and as high priestess and sister and healer and enchantress, and really working with that magical wheel and learning her arts of Avalon. And I'm gonna lead it. It's gonna be fucking magical, and I'm gonna have my friend Susanna Gara on hand to be our resident herb witch and potions master, and she's going to teach us all about herbalism and oils and the way to really work with the earth and that delicious Morgana magic. It's going to be beautiful. And at the end of the year, we all come together in Glastonbury for, I think it's a 5-day little witchy holiday, basically. And we do ceremonies in the sacred land. We dedicate as hot sisters of Morgan Le Fay and sisters of Avalon. You can pick and choose. I don't mind which one. The thing about Morgan Le Fay is she kind of leads you on your own journey. So by the end of the year, you'll know what she wants you to devote as. And we really root into this deep connection with Morgana, leading us as soul midwife, as the midwife of our spiritual journey, who will lead us to what we need to do. So yeah, I'm opening registration for the first year of that at the beginning of October, and we start at Samhain, and it's going to be amazing. And I will tell you all about it very soon, but I am so excited, and I hope maybe I'll see some of you in it. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope you have fun making stuff with apples. I'm going to make some apple crumble. I already made some cinnamon buns. I think apple crumble would be better. And I love you all very much. If you have any questions, you can always message me. I was going to say text me. You can always pop me a message or either comment on the group or pop me an email. It's been lovely connecting with you. Bye, everyone.